I'm not gonna cap. You know who I realized that I like more than 90% of chat? Not too much on Kid. I'm doing it. I'm saying it. Not too much on Kid. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while, but today I'm gonna talk about briefly One Piece! Today, man, it's been a while. A couple weeks removed from the Wano stream. I guess for starters, by the time it loads up, some of you guys are gonna say that I still haven't finished Wano. I'm gonna be blunt. I finished Wano. I'm not gonna lie, we've been finished Wano. So for me personally, fuck the descriptions. Wano was done when the fight was over. Momonosuke was a grown ass man talking about, hey y'all, I'm the Shogun. That's when it was fucking over. That's when it was fucking over. I understand that they're still technically theirs and there's probably bridge builder episodes left, but that is, no, the arc is fucking over, man. But how do I feel about the arc? Let's talk about the bad. I see someone in chat talking about not One Piece, ... Get the bad out the way before we talk about the good. You want to know how like the first 50 episodes of Wano go, chat? Fake death! Fake death! Fake death! Fake death! Fake death! Like, oh my God! About no straw hat nigga, no simp curly brow nigga that cooks for bitches. I don't care about no nigga with 3 swords. I don't give a fuck about no nigga that stands Doflamingo or whatever the fuck One Piece straw hat island stan you are. Fuck you! Literally, fuck you if you're gonna sit there and tell me that wasn't some bullshit. Oh my God, bro. If you fuck with one of the fake deaths, fine. 2 of them, I guess. But it was egregious, man. I have to say it before I talk about the many positives. Fuck you if you think that I'm supposed to sit there and genuinely have interest at some point in the amount of characters that would have had fantastic death scenes. And I'm not an edgelord. My community tried to fucking fry me for talking about how fan mangas in Dragon Ball were too edgy. I'm not this guy that wants to see death, destruction to destroy a certain someone all the fucking time. But god damn, the amount of niggas that you just swore were dead that weren't dead. Just to name a few. The imposter, off rip, should have died. If you wanted to have him live the first time, awesome sauce. The second time? What? The third time? When Paintbrush Bro, chat, what's his name? When that nigga stood up for his final act? What are we doing? What are we doing? I forgot her fucking name. Chat, next person that should have died. Who lost their arm? She definitely should have went. That scene was beautiful and I was mad she's alive. Yeah, she had to go. She had to go. There's nothing wrong with her character. I just loved the scene. And I was like, the fuck you mean she's just, what? And then on top of that, you double down my belief that she should die because she's just fucking useless. For the rest of the arc, she's just fucking useless. Now let's talk about the death that I know there's going to be some people that are like, bro, no, bro, that was a good fake out. And I'm giving you the finger, but I understand that there's going to be some straw hat niggas on your side. Gang, I fucks with you. He should have died. That Luffy scene was fuck you good. I'm going to repeat, just so y'all don't think I'm sitting here hating on One Piece. That episode, let alone that scene, was genuinely fuck you good. The idea that Kinemon somehow, when you animate it like that, I don't know what the manga looked like, my bad. But when you animate it like that, the idea that that nigga was okay and survived, what? That was such a beautiful scene to have Kinemon like damn near die in his arms or know that he's just gonna bleed out over time. For Luffy to then do what he did, which was land his first major hit on Kaido. So it was like, wow, you really kept him alive. So then fake death him again. And now I'm back to saying there's no debatables with you niggas. This is where you completely lost me. That is genuinely bad. okay? Now, if you think that some of the other ones or fake meouts were good, like for example, if you think all the samurai not dying wasn't that bad, I would have liked them to have been wiped out. But I can understand them not being wiped out. You had to bring somebody back to Wano, right? Type shit, things that nature. I'm a fan of bringing Momonosuke back, talking about the sacrifices all the other ones made for him and moving forward. But fine, cool, whatever. I talked about the pacing. The run piece, I saw the comment saying, run piece is officially the new what the fuck pacing issue. I've never seen that. But I've been pretty negative. See, my chat's trying to bring up another negative thing. Let's talk about some positivity, man.
When you finally do get to the roof.
Oh, you better buckle up, asshole. I'm not gonna cap. You know who I realized that I like more than 90% of chat? Not too much on Kid. I'm doing it. I'm saying it. Not too much on Kid. I seen a lot of people call him mid. I've seen it. I went back and seen it. Useless Captain Mid. I've seen it. What the fuck? Not too much. He literally he did his motherfucking thug thizzle. I get that Law's quirk is cooler, but we're not gonna act like he didn't do his motherfucking thing. Like, we're just not gonna act like he didn't do his motherfucking. The nigga made a Fear Magneto gun. I don't even know what the fuck you want at that point. I don't even know what you want at that point. The nigga made a fucking rail gun to send Big Mom to the gulag. And you niggas would sit there. He's mid. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Law carried for you. I think we're misremembering the fight. Law definitely had his moments in that fight as well, but it was a clear-cut thing that neither of them will do anything if both of them were not present. On top of that, Kid was kind of like the front line guy. Law was kind of the surprise attack guy. Again, neither of them would beat Big Mom. I don't understand that. So I just want to say, yeah, I like Kid way more than my chat. Furthermore, I like this guy too, man. What's his name? It's been a while, but this is my guy. I like this guy, man. He's cool. Killer. Yes, Killer. Yes, I almost called him Dagger. Killer's awesome. Those two, I didn't think I gave a fuck about those characters, and I ended up really liking those characters. Still don't like the Yu-Gi-Oh guy. He sucks. Hawkins. Yes, Hawkins sucks. I'm dodging around it because there's a lot to say about these two, man. I mean, at some point, bro, you gotta talk about. Like it's like come on, come on, man. Like this is why no matter what happens at this point, it's almost the gap is too big for me personally. I shout out Team Sanji, shout out Team Jinbei, shout out my Brook stands out there. I saw a lot of people love the fact that I like Brook more than most people. It's Zoro and Luffy. Get over it. Any future Straw Hat ranking, Zoro and Luffy are going to be in the top two. Get over it. These niggas are so cool. But then not only are they so cool, they just have motivations that you can easily buy into. Or they're just certain moments where you know that someone has pushed this character to the limit and you're like, hold on now. For example, when Zoro saw Luffy get eaten, we all knew Kaido was getting fucked. I think we all agree. We didn't think he would kill him. But when that nigga ate fucking Luffy, yay, that's not gonna last long. that was awesome. And then for Luffy, I mean, I already talked about the Kinemon scene. I think that scene was fucking beautiful. Luffy, up to that point, outside of a roof piece, wasn't really doing much for me once they invaded Pirate Island, per se. But I guess to be all over the place in this reviews, per usual. When we're in jail, that may be one of the, like, moments I've just fucked with Luffy the most in a long time. And I know that's controversial, but I don't know. Luffy losing to the guy that he swore he was gonna whoop, not again and again and again like it was on Roof Piece, but getting one tap by him, and then essentially going through this like pseudo training arc, but essentially as a prisoner, was fucking awesome. And then not only that, he was still like unapologetically Luffy despite everything, with really like no real ways of getting out at this point. It was fucking cold. I fucked with Luffy heavy during that micro training arc. Another character that I fucked with heavy. This nigga's hilarious. Queen is fucking hilarious. I love Queen, man. Do I think that unfortunately he got paste issues? Absolutely. At some point I was like, all right, bro, somebody kill Queen. And then even Sanji started trolling with him later on. Sanji starts trolling with him twice, actually, because, oh my God, I forgot about the Ice Age arc. Talking about that in a second. But yeah, no, yeah, no, Queen's fucking awesome. Queen's funny as fuck. Now, to briefly bring up a negative, I talked about the Ice Age arc. Chopper, you had a cool moment when you were like being a doctor. And I've realized I like Chopper when he's in the doctor feuds more. When he's seeing people abuse like toxins, poisons, all of that stuff. Why am I saying that? Because then when Chopper decides to fight Queen one-on-one, holy shit, I remembered he was fucking boring. I did like when Sanji finally did defeat him. That was fun. Queen was easily like one of the better subplots of Wano. Probably one of my favorite ones outside of maybe Big Mom's memory loss. That was fun too. King and Zoro, I'll talk about Queen. King and Zoro was fun. King and Zoro was really fun. King and Zoro was awesome. So I don't have too many complaints about that. I think that was the perfect way to write Zoro out of the major fight as well. I mean, and I do like the fact that it quickly turned into Luffy's just going to 1v1 Kaido. I did like that too. I like the dynamic of the 5-on-2 for a little bit, but at some point I was all for just let Luffy run the ones, even though it was like 3 rematches and shit. Still ran the ones, though. I fuck with it. Let's go back. Oh, shit, Oden. Oh, yeah, well, I know it had a fucking backstory. The longest backstory, but backstory was solid. The backstory was solid. I didn't have too many issues with this backstory. Oden is an easily likable character, you know. Samurai Luffy kind of to me, but like not really, but kind of. Fighting wise, he's awesome. You know, he's the one that scarred Kaido, all the extra shit. The backstory with like the emotional levels of it, you know, dying the way he did and stuff, kind of made me really, really respect bro. But I had hella respect for him before this scene too, and I think that's what mattered a lot, and what makes this backstory stand out versus the rest. A lot of One Piece backstories, I'm gonna get cooked for this. A lot of One Piece backstories will have a backstory to make you care about a character before they do something. So like, you need to care about this character before he does this. You need to care about this character about to say this because she went through this. You need to care about this. You know what I mean? With this one, this was an organic, so this is who Oden is as backstory. And I kind of organically fell in love with the character. So I think that's where this one shines the most. I also think that this one just had the most time given to it, so it was able to touch upon more interesting plot points outside of just Oden's backstory. It's almost Wano's backstory, if you ask me personally. I think I'm just gonna call it Wano's backstory now, to be honest with you, because this had segments of Roger, this had segments of Blackbeard, this had segments of Kaido, even traditions, all of that stuff. I'm definitely more of the fence that this is Wano's backstory more than just Oden's. Hell, you even had a situation with Roger and Oden finding, what was it, Locktow, whatever island type shit. Tot Shanks, yeah, Tot Shanks, all that stuff. Now, I will say this, and I'm gonna get cooked for it. I saw someone in chat type it like it was the hypest thing in the world. The fight with Roger and Whitebeard was like, and it wasn't really a fight for real. It means a lot, but it wasn't really a fight for real. I seen that a lot of people like OD stand it, but like, I wouldn't OD stand that. It's just, yeah, it's just a clash. Yeah, it's just a clash. It's not bad. I'm not calling it bad. I'm not hating on it. It's just a clash. I'm not saying, oh my God, I needed it to be Naruto, Sasuke, or whatever. No, the symbolism of fucking Whitebeard and Gold Roger fighting mattered more than enough. That's what I got out of it. But yeah, nah, it wasn't one of those moments. I saw that chat went fucking ooga booga stupid for it. It was one of the moments where it's like, oh damn, like they had a counter. It was like an or off, yeah, type shit. Let's see, couple more fake me out deaths later, a bad Ice Age arc later, and you go back to Luffy versus Kaido for like the second, third, or fourth time. All the times that Luffy's fighting Kaido, it wasn't even like a Luffy Katakuri thing, or Katakuri. Luffy versus Kaido actually was one of the better paced boss fights to me, at least when they were on the screen. When they were off the screen, you know, they did everything in their power to hide the fact that, hey, the most climactic fight in the fucking verse is going on right now. And that's just One Piece being One Piece. But when they were actually given scenes, unlike even, I would say, Luffy and Katakuri, wasn't a lot of rehashed ass shit over and over and over and over again. If I had to critique that fight even a little bit, it was essentially like the same gimmick sometimes. But Luffy and Kaido, anytime they were on the screen, they were doing something different. So whether they would talk, had different dialogue, different boxing scenes type shit. Oh, that giraffe. Y'all talked about Usopp and Nami. Didn't really care about them in this arc at all, I'm not gonna lie. But the bitch with the mask that kept headbutting people, yeah, she's fucking crazy. Yeah, she was actually kind of likable because she was just so fucking mean for no reason. She was so mean. It was kind of funny. She annoyed some of you. I could tell that she would annoy some of you. But for me, she was kind of funny. She just like frame one hates the fuck out of Nami. And Nami wouldn't like cave to calling Kaido the king of the pirates. So ever since then, she just kept calling her a bitch. All that extra shit. I'm like, yo, god damn. I want to talk about another sour part of the arc for me personally. Yeah, all the minks suck. None of them were fun. Not one. Not the carrot scene. Not the bigger dog. The bigger cat. None. All of them are boring. All of them are boring. Officially, all of them are boring. I like Carrot as a character more than all of them. It's Carrot Gap the rest, but they're all boring. What about Yamato? Yamato. Oden. First of all, Oden is awesome. Second of all, Yamato's backstory is weird to grade. Because Yamato's backstory was like in order. Like how a bunch of One Piece backstories are. Yamato's backstory had like one of the best fucking episodes I've ever seen in anime in it. And then it had another one where it was kind of like a nothing burger. Then it had that one where it was like Zoro's dad or uncle or some shit. It has to be. It's a bloodline thing. Like, holy f. I don't know what the relation is, but like Zoro's relative. And then it had an episode with Ace and shit. And one good episode with Ace, and then one other episode with Ace that was kind of like a nothing burger. So I think for me, the backstory was just a shrug shoulders. I do love the character though. The character is fantastic. The Oden gimmick can get old, but it wasn't annoying. And outside of that, I mean, it's easy to root for. So yeah, I fucking love Yamato. I don't have anything negative to say about Yamato. Let's see, what else? One Piece, this arc, just randomly turned the budget up times 15 for episodes when they wanted to. And that Big Mama elimination episode was fantastic. Wano just randomly had like some of the best animations out there. I don't know why. If One Piece was like that the entire time, I don't think a single person would argue that it's not One Piece. If One Piece was essentially copying and pasting 10-15s in Zoro King episodes all the time, you can't really do nothing with that. Now, let's talk about a certain somebody that usually we never have anything to talk about.
She finally got in the field!
Final the fuck Lee. I kept telling you niggas, I don't have a problem with Nico Robin. My problem is she weren't in the fucking field. And you niggas try to sit there and given what I had seen, yes she is, yes she does, she did this, she did that, all them weak ass moments, the out of here. All them weak ass moments, man. Nico got in that motherfucking field this arc. Final fucking Lee. Don't get me wrong. Robin's character for me is way more than boom, boom, punch, punch. But my thing was Robin was kind of just here for the longest time. Because even with the poneglyph shit, I'm going to go with Brook and Whole Cake for putting more work in with that. So again, Robin for the longest time, I was mad because I think this is a great character, a great personality who was just there. She got in the field this arc, man. All right, well, like Wano, I stalled about a good fourth of your time. Let's talk about what's going on that roof. At this point, Luffy's doing damage, but it's not permanent enough. We're like, all right, how is he gonna do it? Goes down, gets back up, loses. Goes down, gets back up, loses. Kind of handedly. I remember me and Chad were having like a power scale debate at the end of it, talking about how strong and weak Kaido potentially is or was or whatever. The reason why we had that debate was because my perspective was, granted, yes, he's been fighting a long time, but Kaido's kind of just like swatting Luffy the whole fucking, like the whole time. Kaido's just kind of like Luffy, like every time. Even at whatever arbitrary percentage, as I'm seeing people in chat do, you put the nigga at 50%, 20%, 5%. The nigga was cucking Luffy. And it was still like, damn, after all of this shit do not matter. Like, the nigga's just gonna lose. So I thought I was fully prepared for it, especially when I seen that scene of Luffy looking fucking deceased, that I don't think I've seen Luffy look that dead since Crocodile fucking wrangling the literal water out of his body in Alabasta. I ain't seen Luffy look that dead never. When this nigga then starts getting, I shit you not, this demon Finn Balor ass doom 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 ass hunch. Next thing you know, you might as well just heard this in the motherfucking background. But then the elephant starts fucking freaking out. He's like, oh my God, oh God. So anyway, Looney Tune theme starts playing. Luffy gets up, and then I don't know how to say.
What is that?
So Luffy gets up. Apparently he's fucking Joy Boy God, and he has white hair, starts beating the fuck out of Kaido. Cartoony Ed, and Eddie style. Then I realized, and this was me, again, I'm 30 hours in at this point probably. I'm like, wait a minute. Nigga's the ground rubber?
This nigga awakened too?
So now I'm like, oh fuck, okay, all right. So this is broken as fuck possible Luffy. And for a while, I was like in shock. But now that we're here today, how do I feel about Gear 5 Luffy given some time? But I'm not gonna lie, I still don't know how the feel about this, chat. I still don't know how I feel. Because on one hand, you could sit there, you could call it Mick, you could sit there, you could be like, not only is it Mick, it's also kind of goofy for Kaido to go out like this in a way, even though they made it relatively more serious towards the end of the fight. But then on the flip side, it does work with Luffy, does fit Luffy, like top to bottom, whether it's history, lore reasons, or just even raw personality. So everything, it makes sense, but the question is it annoying? Is it Mickey? And do you like where it came from? I do like that he unlocked the transformation because it was given perfect timing with the CP0 niggas pulling up. I know usually that would be Sage's card to pull Mick, but I actually do think that getting it in that moment kind of makes sense. I actually think it was kind of good timing. If nigga got lucky as hell, half Mick at best. Type shit. I do think jury's still out on the goofy shit though. Hey, straw hat niggas. Yeah, like it, dislike it, whatever. The nigga is objectively, absurdly plot tone changing goofy. I see a situation where he can like, and he kind of even did it in this arc, kind of just like anchor the seriousness of the arc potentially with this transformation. But then I also saw the good in what this transformation could do with, if you get really creative, like, gee, I don't know, make, quote, Joy Boy look like a fucking menace to society. Or you have him, gee, I don't fucking know, raise his hand to the fucking lightning, to the fucking clouds, fuse it with both of them bitches, and then just whoosh. What? So that's some insane shit. So yeah, again, I understand the way that One Piece works. The bar is always going to keep being moved until you caught up to the bar, and then we're going to move it again. But trust me, I'm probably going to forever stick with the take that it's going to be a fight-to-fight basis on if I like the form. Somebody in the Keep It a Buck sphere asked me, do I think that this is like better than Super Saiyan? Because I'm assuming that's where One Piece people started acting like assholes, which now I think about it is when they started acting like assholes when Gear 5 dropped. I don't think it's better than I don't even think it's nostalgia based. I think everybody could see where I'm coming from when I say I don't think it's better than Super Saiyan per se. Nothing like that. I think Gear 5 fits Luffy more than Super Saiyan fits Goku per se. You could argue that, but I would say that, but that's as far as I would go in terms of being better or more iconic. No, it definitely was built up longer, and it definitely fits this main character. So I don't have an issue with it. It's still really good. I just have my concerns about it. Now, being said, the conclusion of this fight's fucking awesome.
No issues.
No issues with the conclusion of the fight. I even like, and usually I talk about the backstory timing. I would have liked it an episode earlier at best, but like even trying to micro talk about Kaido's upbringing and backstory just to then show the resolution, that was fine. That was fine too. I'm cool with the fucking Detroit Smash One Piece edition. That was awesome. It was awesome. Resolutions of it. Momonosuke turns into an adult dragon. Yeah, I skipped a lot about Momonosuke because although I sympathize with the character a lot more, he doesn't really do a lot of stuff that I personally give a fuck about because he kind of had the same trope over and over and over again. Hey, be a man. Okay, but I'm a kid again. Hey, be a man. Okay, but I'm a kid again. And even then, when we were live at the latter half of it, my chat was killing me with the fact that I wasn't just giving him buddies a tot bias or whatever. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if he's a tot. I gotta watch this shit. I don't give not one a fuck about him being a goddamn tot. So let it slide. No, bro, I gotta watch this shit 50 times over of this nigga having a I'm gonna man up arc. No, fuck that. Fuck you. So yeah, the Momo was like cool for me in terms of what he's did, but I have more respect for the character. Because he went through a lot, you know what I'm saying? There's some Navy guy, I don't know if he's an admiral in training. I think he was admiral in training. Yeah, he was doing some weird OP shit because he was a weird OP guy. Yeah, no, he's just a weird guy. Weird guy. Then he gets aura farmed across the map. I don't... What do you want me to say about that? I cannot say anything else. He quite literally got chat saying Wi-Fi hockey. That's actually funny. But he literally, I think I might have said that too. But he literally like 360 no scope gets hockey diffed. The fuck. So I definitely fucks with that. I like how, and I like that entire scene too. I like how like Luffy knew and Shanks knew, but they not saying they knew all along. Luffy was ready to slide like shit if it was like one or two more shits got out of hand and the Straw Hats would have slid. I like that. That scene was actually really fun. And then, you know, the trio, man. I didn't talk about this trio because I think the ending of the trio pretty much describes how they were the entire time. Law, Kid, Luffy. I love those guys, man. That was cool. It was cool. It was so fucking cool to see them go out the way that they were basically the entire fucking time. Insufferable, unnecessary, but fuck it, you pussy. Every time. Every time. It's always one of the three, mainly Kid, instigating some shit, and the other two are like, I'm pussy? All right, y'all, we're making a left too. What do you mean we're making a left? Hey, you making a left? Hey, we making a left too. Hey, yo, what are we? What the fuck are we doing, bro? Wano review all over the place because I guess like the arc sometimes can seem all over the place in the sense of it had too many subplots. It had too many subplots to the point where it's hard to keep track realistically. It's just a lot. It's a lot going on. And I'm not saying in a war arc, damn near, because this was pretty much a war, that a lot shouldn't be going on, but it didn't flow smoothly. And I think every Straw Hat alive will give me that. It didn't flow smoothly. But do I think Wano at the end of the day was a good or bad arc? Man, Wano was a great arc, man. Wano was great. Don't get me wrong. The floors are the floors. The frustrations are the frustrations. Very much. But the highs are that high. It's one of them things that I feel like on a rewatch is going to be a lot more enjoyable because you know what the fuck to skip around. Now, that is an awful excuse. So that's why I said it's great, but still not like all time for me, at least, because it has some irredeemable fuck ups with it. But it's definitely still a good, if not great arc. And I would even say great, just because it straight up gave me some of the best anime episodes I've seen. And the fact that like an arc gave me at least 2 to 3 anime episodes that I would be like, okay, this is just one of the greatest anime episodes I've seen. Straight up, fantastic arc. My favorite fight outside of Luffy Kaido, I feel like that's Mickey. I feel like King and Zoro is kind of Mickey as well, but they animated it a little too beautifully. So I don't know what you want me to do there. Then after that, I might not even say King and Zoro. I might really say Kid Law versus Big Mom. I really might say Kid Law versus Big Mom. I really do love that fight. Least favorite plot point or least favorite fight per se is definitely anything regarding the zombies. That shit was bad. I didn't rant too much about it. You know, it was bad. It was terrorizing when it happened, but it was kind of like the most, oh shit, I'm watching One Piece moment. Because when I saw it happen, I said, oh, so that's at least 10 episodes. like literally it was like, oh, okay, so yeah, this is all that's gonna happen. They're gonna do, oh fuck, that's about to be 10 episodes. God damn it. And it was 20. So I think I like a lot of things in Wano that weren't just about Wano more though. I will say that. And I know that's weird, but I think Wano was at its best when current events were getting chaotic, more than Wano was at its best when it was trying to make me sympathize for Wano. Because at some point, don't get me wrong, in the first half, sympathy for Wano was there. I felt sad for them niggas. But at some point, this is gonna make me sound evil. And I'm gonna sound alone on this. At some point, it was like, you know that guy that's like sad and depressed? So he keeps talking about other sad, depressing shit to stay sad and depressed. It was kind of like that. It was like, yo, we got these smile fruits, man. I can't even cry if I wanted to. Damn, it's kind of fucked. Yeah, and we're led by this guy named Kaido, and he's like a fucking ultra lord terrorist. Yeah, that's kind of fucked. Yeah, man, and then on top of that, we're also slaves. So like, we're also kind of slaves. Like, yeah, that's kind of fucked. Yeah, we hungry too. All right. You know what I mean? I swear to God, I sympathize with Wano, bro. But it was kind of like, all right, goddamn, bro. Like, goddamn it, these niggas got to be worst. Holy shit, I understand, dog. Let's solve the issue. Yeah, and then we lost our favorite princess, most beautiful. Oh my God. Don't get me wrong. I promise you, it's just a me thing. I sympathize with Wano. I like the fact that they made you care about Wano a lot. It was just funny as fuck that they kept doing. Like every 30 episodes, something else is wrong with Wano. I was just more a fan of either the history of it, explaining why things came to be, or trying to solve what they are, not describing what it is. That's a better way I can put it. That's the best way I could put it. I think that's when Wano was at its best. When it's just telling you how things got here or how we're going to solve it. Not telling me what it currently is all the time. Because at some point, it just got funny. Not even repetitive. It was different stuff. It was just funny. Oh, wow. Someone asked the question I was just about to say. Wano compared to Dressrosa. Wano compared to all the other ones. I'm going to be blunt. Peaks infinitely higher. Straight up, it does. It peaks hilariously higher. But would I say that they're definitively better? That's up for grabs because the pacing is very much a thing. I was on 36 hours no rest, so maybe it's not as bad as I'm making it seem, but hey, that's my experience. But yeah, no, I'm unsure because as bad as Dressrosa pacing is, for example, Wano's pacing is that bad. It's that bad. So yeah, I don't know right now. If I gun to my head, safest bet, yeah, it's my favorite one. I mean, you have Gear 5. You have fantastic animation scenes. You have one of my more favorite backstories in there as well. You have a villain that isn't quite Doflamingo, but he's such a piece of shit, and he means so much to the world of One Piece that you want him to win. And that's another thing. The stakes never felt this high. I'll say that's another compliment to Wano, but that's probably the thing Wano did the best. They made Wano really feel like the highest stakes in One Piece. At this moment in time, and granted, that's how most anime should work. The later the arc, the stronger your main character, the stronger the big bad. But this one genuinely felt like it wasn't just new, stronger guy on the block. This one genuinely felt like, yo, Luffy, we can't tuck our tail and go home and say we lost. This nigga's gonna be the king of the pirates. We're gonna be fucked. You know what I mean? So this, like, it genuinely, like, took Eni's lobby. It took, like, a Marine Ford, a Sabaody, whatever I would previously say had those. And it just said, nah, gang, to be very honest with you. Not saying that those arcs aren't better, but it damn sure, this was easily the most highest stakes in One Piece. Not even close. Not even close. It was crazy. Those are just my thoughts. Granted, my thoughts may be a little cloudy because, you know, I didn't organize this review. My thoughts may be a little cloudy because not only was I tired watching the arc, not only did I not sleep during the arc, but I need to sleep now. I just landed in the state. Yeah, man. Wano, overall, great arc with very low lows. But that just shows that, hey, man, you can have a good arc with a couple of mistakes, man. Everybody makes mistakes. Take care, stay blessed. Can't wait to start the next arc. But when will I do it? I don't know. Bye!